Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mac here, and in today's video I'm gonna do a little separate sort of tutorial for you guys. A lot of people have been asking me, Mac, how do you go ahead and make your kombucha in Tokyo? It's really expensive, to get fresh fruit. Do you really need to, use natural mineral water? Do you need to get a water purifier? Well, in today's video I want to go ahead and answer those questions and show you guys exactly how I make my kombucha. It costs me about 10 bucks for almost 6 bottles, maybe 12 bucks for 6 bottles. That's 1200 yen for those of you guys who are Japanese. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the process today and give you guys a little tour of my dirty, small Japanese kitchen. So if you're interested in seeing what a Japanese kitchen in a small Tokyo apartment looks like, feel free to take a look, guys. So when making the kombucha and you wanna make a really nice, fruity flavor, there's actually a 2-step process. One, you have to go ahead and ferment the kombucha itself for 14 days. So you make the tea, you put in the sugar, and then you put in the SCOBY, and then you close off the lid, make sure it's permeable, the air is permeable, and then you go ahead and just put the little rubber band around the top like I did here. So you can see some of my ingredients. I got some premium rokucha. This is sort of like a green tea, matcha green tea. You can get this at pretty much any supermarket here in Japan. Here I have some just plain granular salt, really cheap. I think it was like $3 at the supermarket. I think this was about $5 or 350 yen, and this is like 300 yen. I just got it at the local Daiei. If you guys have another type of supermarket near you, a Japanese supermarket, these are both sold there, I'm 100% sure. This is the kombucha. If you don't have a SCOBY, which is that weird film at the top, you can go ahead and get one online. You can get a dried out one. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can go ahead and ferment and make the SCOBY so it's nice and big and healthy like this one. You can see down there, it's kind of dark right now, but if you go ahead and lift this up, maybe you can see. The SCOBY actually has a few babies it's made, and I got different layers down there. I also use this funnel to go ahead and get it into the bottles, and here you can see these kombucha bottles. I went ahead and bought these on Amazon. I think it was about $16 for each one. Or sorry, $16 for a set of 3. Or 1600 yen, I think. They might be sold out, but I'll leave a link in the description to the video just in case. This is acai blend, acai juice, and I got this one, guava. This one tastes really good. If you're gonna do any of this, definitely use the guava juice with the kombucha. It definitely has the best flavor. And then you go ahead and ferment this for 6 days or 7 days, depending on the heat in your area. Since it's summer, it really only takes about 5 or 6 days. So in today's video, I already have the SCOBY already made, so it'll be kind of backwards, but I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange the video in such a way that basically I'll be creating the kombucha with the SCOBY and then putting it in the jar for the fermentation. And then after that, we'll go ahead and put in the fruit juice. Escape of the bottle, escape of the bottle. Yes, the SCOBY is trying to get out of the bottle. That's exactly why it's bubbling up. Nah, I'm not exactly sure why, but there's some sort of fermentation process going on that makes the pressure build up a lot. All right, guys, so you can see my wonderful, beautiful, small Japanese kitchen. Yeah, this is like one of the most expensive areas in Japan, and the apartment's actually rather large. The kitchen is just in like this small corner of the house, but there's so much good food nearby, I don't really worry about it. But I do like to make my own drinks, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. And I did just create some of that wonderful acai drink that I just showed you. I went ahead and mixed it. I did pull out some of the green tea bags. I pulled out 7 green tea bags. These are the matcha green tea bags. The reason I choose matcha is because it has a higher caffeine count. There's more caffeine in matcha than there is in normal green tea. So also what I have here is, instead of buying like one of those really annoying drip water purifiers, I bought this Kangen water. So not only does it go ahead and purifies the water really well because it has a really good cleansing system, but it also you can also choose to use it on a daily basis for Kangen water to clean out your intestines even more if you want. So when I go ahead and make the kombucha, I usually leave it down here because Japanese water is already really acidic, and you don't want too acidic water when you're going ahead and making kombucha, because it'll make it even more acidic when the kombucha ferments. So you can just go ahead and leave it on the cleaning button here that says I think Seisui or something like that. So it basically means clean water. I don't use the Kangen water function unless I'm going ahead and just drinking normal tap water or coffee sometimes. Then just turn on the water, change the filter type, and then boom, it's gonna start spitting out the filtered water, and then we'll get to boiling. I have to say that not going through the fermentation process necessarily the second time is very nice because it's not quite as sour. but I do miss the fine bubbles that the fermentation process goes ahead and creates. Also, it has a much more kind of smooth taste after the fermentation process. The second fermentation process, it's really, really good. Now for this part, we're gonna go ahead and add the sugar here. We'll go ahead and don't forget to say hi to this little guy. Say hi. This is Kari-kun. Give me food. You guys can see here, I do have my empty kombucha big bottle that I got from Costco. It only cost about 20 bucks. A really great deal, guys. I would recommend getting it from Costco. Getting it online on Amazon was quite expensive. I did get another one on Amazon. This one is much better quality as well. I just kind of reuse the same bottle. I don't clean it out every time. I've seen a lot of people do that. Honestly, it keeps your SCOBY healthy because a lot of the bacteria, a lot of the SCOBY that kind of grow in there, moving them around kind of gives shocks them. So if you just keep them in the same container, there's a lot less shock. So here I went ahead and I let it steep. You let it steep for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That way all the caffeine can get into the water because the SCOBY feeds off that caffeine, becomes a SCOBY monster. Also, because I'm extremely impatient, I have a lot of ice cubes here, so I can go ahead and cool down the tea. You do not want to put the hot tea into the SCOBY. You'll burn the SCOBY just like, you're gonna burn your hand if you throw your hand in the water. Yeah, go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and put the tea into the water, take out these tea bags, and yeah, let's get going. There we go. Let me go ahead and put some more water in. I'm gonna try something new this time. I'm gonna try and get out some of the extra gunk that's in there by using this thing. See if it works. See that I have a little rubber band with a towel I just got at the dollar store. And there you have it, guys. A nice new little SCOBY living in here. Now you just wait 2 weeks, and then we can do this whole process all over again. All right, so what I'm gonna do here first is I'm gonna go ahead and fill these bottles right below this mark. I'm just gonna do like 1 inch below on each one. I tried to put the mark right above where I want it to be. So I'll try and get the kombucha up to here on each of these. And this bin should have enough kombucha to go ahead and fill each bottle almost up all the way, or about halfway here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then right after that, I go ahead and put in the berry juice. This is just about the perfect combination, so you shouldn't have any of these berry juices left over. Like I said, you can get this berry juice at Daiei or anywhere or near your local supermarket here in Tokyo. So here we go, let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm gonna go ahead and pour out that, it's really gunky, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour out that first little chunk here. I don't like all that extra kombucha stuff. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and get it going again. All right, so you can see it's pretty much full. You do get some gunky stuff in there, but you know, that's just part of the fun, right? So you can kind of see I overfilled this one just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and put some of this one in the other jar here. Okay, so you can see now this one's spelled out to just right about where I want it to be. And then we're gonna open up. All right, so now you can go ahead and just kind of pour the juice in here. Shouldn't spill. Just go ahead and fill it all the way to the top. Pour it just right, it won't splash. And a little bit more. And there you have it. So that's your first cup filled. Voila, now you just let it sit in the corner for about 7 days. Make sure you pop off the lid every day to kind of relieve the pressure, otherwise it will explode at you. I basically blew up my whole kitchen one time when I was doing this. So you can see right there, looks nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the 6 bottles, and then we'll go ahead and do the rest of the tutorial, which I'll actually put at the beginning of the video for you guys. Oh, and I just want to mention, if you guys do get too much of the SCOBY, if it's kind of coming out in particles and you don't want those in your drink, you You can actually filter it. I just use the normal like sink filter that you put in the bottom of your sink, and it works really well. Or you can use like a mesh filter, but they're kind of hard to clean. This is really cheap and effective way to kind of get rid of some of that extra gunk. Also, it'll make, if there's less SCOBY, it'll mean it'll explode less when you're going ahead and bottling it. So you have less of the living organism in there, or like the big chunky organism. I think it grows a little slower. So yeah, I just recommend getting these filters as well. All right, guys, so we can see here we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have a 7th back here. We have 7 bottles. First process has been finished for the kombucha. Now it's the second fermentation process, which will get me some extra bubbles. Also, it'll kind of mix the flavors of the kombucha and the green tea with the guava, as well as the acai juice. I didn't use all the acai juice, acai. I didn't use it all. There's still about half left, it seems. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave the rest of the kombucha. You wanna make sure that you have a sort of, I'd say at least 1/3 of the container being the old kombucha, because it'll make it much stronger in your next fermentation. When your kombucha is fermenting the first time, you want to make sure you have a very strong parent SCOBY, so that way when you put the rest of the water in, it'll easily absorb it and any bacteria will be killed off by the SCOBY. Because if there's too much bacteria and the SCOBY is weaker than the bacteria, that'll actually cause the SCOBY to die, which you do not want to happen. Also, I might go ahead and reach in here and take out, I'm going to clean my hand and reach in and take out some of that excess SCOBY on the bottom and take out some of that excess gunk, just because I don't want the stopper to get full up. But yeah, I think that all you really need is this extra little sink filter here. It really helps pull out the extra gunk if you don't want that in your drink. It's kind of weird drinking a drink and then you have like a little glunk of stuff going down your throat, so it's nice to get rid of it by using the filter. And you have to make sure that you go ahead and every day you need to pop the lid just a little bit to let the bubbles out. It might explode, so I recommend doing this in the bathroom, because you need to make sure you do this every day. And if it starts getting way too bubbly and congested and it just looks like it's going to explode, keep it in the refrigerator. Letting it ferment in the refrigerator in the summer in Japan works very well, especially with these juices. These juices are very concentrated and have a lot of natural sugars in them. So yeah, I would go ahead and just make sure you pop it open every day and let it breathe, and then put it back on right away. And then after about 8 days and you have it in the fridge, then you still need to go ahead and pop the lid every 5 days or so. Just check it and make sure that it doesn't congest too much, because you know the SCOBY is trying to escape the bottle. Thank you guys for viewing. I really hope this helped you out. If you have any questions or if you need any recommendations on where you can go and get the materials for this video, especially if you're in Japan, or yeah, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and help you out. Have a great day, guys, and peace out.